in. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome back. If you are a returning viewer, personal readings are open. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, this is a blackout message, so this will be all audio, no visual. Let's just pull some cards to see what is in the energy. This is a general message. All of the messages in this reading may not resonate for you personally. Take the messages that resonate, leave the rest behind. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can find that information in the description box below. So let's get into the message. What message do you have for the collective at this time? Help me to articulate a clear and concise message in order for it to be received in the way that you want it to best be received. Help me to see what it is that I need to see to get the message across as clear as possible. And help me to deliver any messages that you deem worthy in order to serve your highest good, for the highest good of humanity with harm to none. What messages do you have for the collective at this time? What messages do you have for the collective at this time? Okay. So you have worry, success, judgment, and honesty at the bottom of the deck. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges, and I can't always accept the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. So this energy here seems like you are doing a little bit of thinking about what it is that you are, what purpose you are supposed to be serving within this current moment, right? It seems as if you are experiencing a sense of meditation, a sense of deep focus, a sense of self reflection, is what it seems as if you are in this point of kind of just acknowledging where you are in this current moment, acknowledging where you have come from, and acknowledging where you plan to go, right? And within this current moment, it's almost as if you are taking a look at yourself and kind of acknowledging, or first being grateful for how far you have come within the past, but also kind of doing a little bit of self-reflection to understand what it is that you are supposed to be, what purpose you're supposed to be serving within this current moment, right? What is it that what actions are you supposed to be taking within this current moment that are going to help to propel you towards the future that you are desiring to achieve, right? So it definitely seems as if you are in this sense of self-reflection. It seems as if you are in this energy of kind of indulging within a couple of different hobbies, different habits, going through like your mindsets, right? And acknowledging what it is that you are actively, what actions you are um, taking action towards in order to put yourself in the position of where you are trying to go. So let's clarify worry here. There definitely seems to be like a sense of meditation here, a sense of, there's a strong sense of self-reflection, right? You are aware of what it, you have this vision in mind, right, for where you see yourself going in the future. You have this idea of how you perceive yourself to be. You have this idea of how you perceive yourself to be in this life that you're desiring to live. But it's almost as if you are kind of journeying through this phase of how to get to a stable place within that sense of self-reflection, right? So it seems as if you're still kind of journeying through this source of progression when it comes to living out your sense of purpose, right? Learning how to use your discernment learning how to kind of follow your intuition when it comes to leading out your true desires, right? So let's clarify worry. Clarify worry. But it's almost as if you don't have a clear sense of direction with where you're going, right? Yeah, the eight of swords and the 5 of swords with the Queen of Swords. Yeah, that's a lot of mental energy, especially clarifying the worry energy. And then at the bottom of the deck, you have the 3 of swords. So there's definitely a sense of you being very strong in your stance about not going backwards. You being very strong within your stance about not being or not placing yourself back into this sense of self-sabotage, or putting yourself in a place where you feel as if you will be taken from more than what, or you will be, yeah, you'll be taken from more than what you are given, right? You are in this place where you're trying not to overthink your decisions because you don't want to put yourself within this sense of self-sabotage, but there is like this sense of worry, this sense of overthinking, right? This sense of over processing maybe some decisions that you have made, maybe some choices that you have made in the past, and how it has kind of led you to where you are, right? How some of the things that you have, how some of the decisions that you have made in the past have kind of put you in this place where you ended up becoming guarded because things didn't turn out the way that you thought they would, right? So once you kind of reach this place where you learned from those past mistakes, now you're in this place of overthinking and kind of being a little bit maybe too careful about not placing yourself back in that position that you were in the past, right? You're doing some self-reflection about how far you've come, about regarding some of the things that you have healed from, regarding some of the places that you have come. Hi, Freddie. Thanks for watching. Press the like button. Thank you. But there's definitely a sense of clarify this 8 of swords. What's this overthinking? The 5 of cups. Yeah, you don't want to be in this place of disappointment. You don't want to be in this place of regret because of where you have come from, right? You don't want to be in this place of regret when it comes to placing yourself back in a situation that you have had to overcome, that you already had to overcome, right? I split the deck and you have the Empress card, right? So you definitely reached this place of self-confidence, right, where you are aware of the value that you carry. You are aware of your ability to create this sense of safety and security for yourself. You have this ability to kind of attract the things that you truly desire within your life, right? But you're definitely being more cognizant, more aware, and more careful about the choices that you make, about the situations that you place yourself in, and how you choose to move forward, right, within that situation without placing yourself in a scenario that you've already had to overcome. Clarify success. Clarify success. So there's a very strong energy of self-reflection here, which is very healthy. It's very healthy for you to acknowledge where you've come from and where you are looking to move towards. Clarify success. But this 8 of Swords energy, yeah. So yeah, you've come into this place where you have learned to create healthy relationships. You've learned to place yourself into situations, um, where you have come from, right? You've learned to create healthy relationships. You've learned to place yourself into situations where you have come from, right? You've learned to place yourself into situations where you have come from, right? You've learned to place yourself into situations You've learned to place yourself in situations. Sure, Freddie, please subscribe if you feel necessary and the message resonates with you. You have definitely placed yourself in a situation where you have learned to kind of be more diligent within the connections that you choose to invest in, right? You are more aware about the sense of community and where you receive your source of energy from, right? Where you receive your advice, where you receive your sense of love and support, right? So you are definitely more, I don't want to say guarded, but definitely more intentional about the people that you choose to surround yourself with, about the people that you choose to connect with, and about the situations that you place or the scenarios that you place yourself in order to create healthy connections, a healthy sense of community, a healthy sense of security within a supportive relationship. Give me something on this Page of Pentacles. You've learned a lot about what it means to have a successful relationship, right? Yeah. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have definitely learned what it means to have a successful friendship, what it means to have a successful and supportive family behind you, or what it means to just successful relationships in general. Again, whether that is business, family, um, romantic. This is a general message, so it's going to resonate for each of you differently. But you have definitely learned to use your intuition regarding the connections that you choose to invest in, because you now understand that everybody who is behind you is not doing so for the benefit of you. But sometimes there are people who surround themselves around you because they are aware of the benefit that you can provide to them, right? Whereas they are not always looking out for your best interest in the way that you may be looking out for them, right? So you're definitely more intentional, you're definitely more diligent, and you're definitely more careful about who you choose to open up to, how you choose to open up to that, to those support systems, and how you choose to connect with the people that you come into contact with, right? You are less of a risk taker, but you are open to being more vulnerable when you feel guided spiritually, or when you feel connected to certain individuals on a spiritual level, right? You choose to invest in situations that make you feel a sense of safety and security within growing within a sense of vulnerability, right? Where you don't feel judged, you don't feel like you have to pretend to be something that you're not, or you don't have to um, code switch, for lack of a better term, in order to kind of perform within certain circles that you place yourself in, right? So you're definitely in this place of transitioning from jumping into certain connections that don't have a certain level of depth and understanding between the two of you, right? Where there is no certain level of connection, where there is no certain aspect of purpose within that relationship, right? So you're definitely choosing to connect yourself to people and situations that serve a more purposeful meaning, not for just you, but for the betterment of the both of you and everyone that you guys come into contact with, right? Clarified judgment. So you're just seeking healthier relationships, healthier situations in general, right? Which is not a bad thing. Clarified judgment. You have the Four of Cups in reverse. Give me one more card. The Knight of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles with the King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So definitely you're no longer indulging in connections that don't really give you that sense of fulfillment, right? Where um you're just no longer in a situation where you're just connecting to people for no reason, right? You try to do things with a more from a more intentional perspective, right? Where um you look to serve a purpose in everything that you do, right? You look to kind of leave a sense of, what's the word I'm looking for? It's almost as if you're just kind of looking to serve a better purpose in general, right? You're looking to serve a more intentional life within everybody that you come into contact with, right? Being more mindful about the conversations that you invest in, being more mindful about the um, people that you choose to engage in, and being aware about how the connections that you invest in create a shift and change within you, right? So how do you feel when you engage with certain people? How do you feel when you put yourself in certain situations? How do you feel when um, you surround yourself um, or you put yourself in certain experiences? That what kind of impact does that leave on your life, right? And what kind of impact are you leaving on the other hand, what kind of impact are you leaving on the people that you come into contact with? And how are you taking those experiences and using those to better perform, right, in the life that you are choosing to live, right? So let's pull some oracle to close this message out. We'll pull one card for the main lesson and what we can learn from this message. We'll pull one card for what we can create, what new pathways can we create towards our desires regarding this connection, regarding this message. One card for the deeper focus and what we should meditate on regarding the most important aspect of this message. And one card for new ways we can innovate new habits and cycles to create new cycles towards our desires regarding this message. So one card for what we can learn. Humor with grief at the bottom of the deck. So you see the dichotomy in those two cards, right? You got humor that came out on the table and grief at the bottom of the deck. So there's definitely learning to find peace in your pain, right? Learning to find peace in your purpose, learning to find gratitude and joy within every lesson that you obtain within this lifetime, right? Not taking things so seriously, right? And not using every experience as an excuse to carry on a cycle of trauma, um, but choosing to take the lessons that you've learned from the past and to use them for your benefit towards the greater purpose that you are looking to serve. One card for what we can create. You have death and change. So again, one card one card for what you can create. That's literally the same energy. You got death that came out on the table, and you have change at the bottom of the deck. So transformation. You can create new cycles with the lessons that you have learned from the experiences that you've had within your past. You can learn that endings are merely beginnings. Just because something comes to an end, that doesn't mean that life is completely over. It just creates an opportunity for you to make something better, something more expansive, something that is more suited towards the vision that you are looking to create or looking to bring within to your reality, right? Change is good. Change is healthy. And just because something is shifting within your reality, that doesn't mean that you are failing at in this sense. It just means that you are growing, right? It just means that you are changing, and it is okay to grow. It is okay to change. That's nearly the purpose of this life cycle, right? To change, to grow. Everything in life that is alive goes through a state of change, right? All of the plants, all of the animals, all of the insects, um, all any live being goes through a state of change if um, through this lifetime, right? So just because something is coming to an end, that doesn't mean that it's over. It just is creating an opportunity and space for something new, um, to and better to grow within its place. So one card for what we can meditate on as the main focus of this message. Relationships and guilt at the bottom of the deck. I am attracted to those people who serve my highest good. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. So if you are feeling like you need to meditate on the more intentional aspect of the relationships that you commit yourself to, right? Learn to look at the deeper meaning of why you are connected to someone, why you are connected to the people that you're connected to, why you are connected to the friendships that you have, right? Why you're connected to the romantic partner that you have, why you find yourself intertwined with the business partners that you choose to create with, right? So definitely meditate on the intention, right? And the deeper aspect to what healthy relationships truly look like for you, what healthy relationships, what it means to truly encourage growth within a healthy relationship, and how change within relationships can be a good thing. Just because relationships change over time doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. Relationships can transform into many different ways, right? You can have a friend that turns into a lover. You can have a business partner that turns into a friend. You can have a friend that turns into family, right? So just because a relationship goes through a sense of transformation, that doesn't mean that it is the end. Although sometimes it may be necessary to let go of relationships that are no longer contributing to the growth within us and each other, right? So definitely meditate on the intention behind the relationships that you are indulging in at this time. And one more card for what we can innovate. One more card for what we can innovate. Patience, denial. So what you can innovate is new ways to have grace, new ways to show grace within yourself, new ways to show grace within having patience with yourself, right? Within this process of learning, within this process of growing, show yourself gratitude, show yourself patience for all of the things that you've had to overcome, and show yourself encouragement and faith that you have hope that you will achieve these goals that you are learning to achieve or that you're working towards, right? Learn to be more patient with yourself. Learn to be more graceful for maybe the times that you didn't follow your intuition and you maybe have held on to things for a longer period of time than you were meant to, right? Learn to have grace for yourself for not learning the lesson the first time, but having to repeat it a couple of times, and that's okay. Sometimes we have to experience a lesson more than once in order to learn the full depth of what that lesson is trying to teach us, right? Just because you have to experience something more than once, it's probably because you're meant to um, learn that same lesson, but it gives you a different perspective every time you experience that cycle again, right? So definitely learn to have more grace with yourself and don't give up hope. Continue to move towards the thing that you're working towards, right? Because as long as you have faith in knowing that everything has a purpose, everything has an intention, and you acknowledge your fears, then that will just create the opportunity for you to continue to move forward, right? For you to continue to have that sense of awareness with yourself, that sense of insight, and that sense of perspective to get to know yourself on a deeper level. But that is the message that I have for you guys. I hope that it resonated. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can find that information in the description box below. Please feel free to put in the comments any type of readings that you would like to see more of on this channel. That is all that I have for you guys.